Hello my freaky darlings and welcome back to Wytchwood. Today I'm going to try to streamline this. If there's any section that seems to be repeating, I'm going to try my best to not talk through it. That way the video is hopefully just a tiny bit shorter. Just a tiny bit. You step out into the morning mist and find the goat with a mouthful of grass. Terrible tasting stuff. I don't understand the creature's appetite. With luck, you won't have to suffer the mortal whims of a farm animal much longer. After I collect the last souls, you can go back to the void from which you came. Ah, the void can wait. You're much better company anyway. But you are correct. There is only one leg left to our journey. The final 4 souls have revealed themselves to me. Where are they this time? 3 linger in spaces you have already tread, the village, the market, and the fields. And the 4th resides far to the north, on the cold slopes of the mountain. I will track them down no matter where they try to hide. Marvelous. So the hog's in the market. Let's market first, so that's where we're going. Now, it shouldn't be too hard to find some hogs. Still world weary, but with newfound hope. A coin for the poor. Clinging to a raggedy shawl, the old panhandler holds a tin cup with trembling hands. Alms for the poor? A little coin can go a long way. I have too many. You bow your head respectfully to the aged fellow, dropping a coin into his cup. From under his ratty hood, the man gleams a silver-toothed grin at you. Thank you, kind miss. A penny for your thoughts, old-timer. I'm afraid my thoughts are a little muddy as of late. Can't seem to recall what day it is or when the last time I ate was. Last I remember, I was working at the old hog farm with the other unfortunates. I'm not quite sure how I ended up back here on the streets. I've had more than a few memories abandon me as well. Say, I must have left a few of my things behind at the farm. Misplaced my boot and... well, I can't remember what else. I don't suppose you'd do me the kindness of taking a look around the place for me? I'm not as spry as I used to be. At the hog farm, you say? I guess it wouldn't hurt to take a peek. Maybe they have a lost and found. Bless your heart. I do remember that you'll need permission to go through the gates. Those hog sisters run a tight ship. I'll have to go talk to the big hog who runs the butcher shop here in the market. She'll set you up with a work slip. The hog. The one hog. Chopping through a hock of meat with a gigantic cleaver, the surly-looking swine merely grunts at you when you approach. Excuse me, I heard that you were the one to talk to about getting a work slip? What you heard? You heard wrong. We get enough good-for-nothing workers. Now buzz off. He glanced at the halo of flies buzzing around the pig's scalp. Listen, there must be some way to get a slip. Well, I am running low on ingredients to make this summer sausage, and none of these nincompoops can hold 2 thoughts in their heads. Tell you what, you get me the things I need, and I'll give you your precious work slip. Roast beef, an egg, and skipper scale. Do I have enough to make a roast beast right now? The only thing I'm missing is coals. Alright, got the eggs. Alright, and right before I go in, we need roast beast. The butcher shop is called the chopping block. Alright, roast beast. You plop the sweet-smelling hawk down onto a relatively clean section of countertop. The pig grunts in acknowledgement. Eggs. You push the basket of eggs towards the hog. She holds each one up to a candle flame and oinks in apparent satisfaction. And skipper scales. Your fishy catch still flops about, gasping for water, but the hog puts a stop to that with her hefty cleaver. Head up the market and go northeast. Give this to my sis at the gate. Smell of hot dung ought to guide you to the spot. I can hardly contain myself. Go contain yourself at the hog farm before I lose my temper. She slaps the work slip down on the table. Take it. Taking it. I like that it just says pig on it. And she said northeast. To the pig farm. Whoa there, no one gets into our hog farm without a work slip. And if you want to work for us, you gotta fit the demographic. And what demographic is that? The kind that don't ask so many stupid questions. Now you got a work slip or not? Work slip. You hand over the slip of paper and the hog squints at it with her piggy little eyes. Huh. You don't look like you can lift a wheelbarrow, let alone last a good day's work. You're nothing but skin and bones. I've got the work slip, don't I? So let me in. Fine, fine. No bacon off my back if you find yourself face down in the mud after your old heart gives out. Alright, so hog farm worker. Pig. Lows filth and doesn't care who knows it. Ooh, that's a big pig. This bloated swine stinks even more than the others. The youngest and smallest of the three pigs, though she does not like either being pointed out. This gaggle of workers appears to be squabbling over something. Hand it over, I saw it first! Bad chance, you've already got those good leg wraps while I'm still going barefoot. Give it here. You see the object of their contention, a dirty old boot. Ah, that must be my friend's forgotten piece of footwear. The workers ignore you and continue fighting over their pathetic prize. Elf shoes and growth potion. Delightful. I was trying to get the piece of clay, but I guess I picked it up already. Floptraw. Hard to say whether there's more mud or half-eaten food in here. That's not the right button. So I'm going to need shiny lures. Which means I need reeds. I will be back once I have the reeds. And Alright. One. Two. There we go. Alright, let's go end some squabbling. Elf shoes. Put down the minuscule slippers. These won't be big enough for anybody. But the growth potion. You pop the cork on the growth potion. You sprinkle a couple carefully measured drops of the growth potion onto the tiny shoes. They make a sound like popcorn and burst into a size much more accommodating to human feet. The bickering workers look over at the source of the noise and their eyes go wide. Hey, look, are those new shoes? Dropping the old boot in the mud, they rush over to try on the new footwear. Check it out, they got jangly bells on the toes! The old beggar's boot lies... the beggar's old boot lies discarded in the muck. We're taking it. Good place to get clay, at least. Alright, this is sparkly, and we already got the purification water. You flush out the disgusting container, eventually getting to the root of the drainage problem. Something small and metallic plops out into the muck. Huh. That's odd. I doubt any of the pigs around here have had much dental work done. And what did I need for digestive tablets? Goblin snot and a newt eye. For newt eye, I need a bait stick, which means I'm going to the swamp! I have to say, excuse me, where the hell are all the thistles? I believe I needed frog slime for the smoke pellet. It was indeed frog slime. Fortunate for me. Did I need? I just need the one, right? Alright, we are back at the farm, and I think because there's a sick pig, we have to give it the digestive tablets to make it give up whatever it's eaten. Not the pickiest eater, the sick swine eagerly gobbles up the antacid you offer it. You hear a bubbling sound coming from the pig's stomach and decide it's best to avert your eyes from the horrors of the natural process. Understandable. When you look back, the pig has fallen asleep in the mud, looking much happier with its state of being. You turn your attention to the aftermath and gawk at the obvious cause of the beast's indigestion. A large bone sticks out of the filth. Well, I'm taking that. You sort through the collection of objects you've accrued: a silver tooth, a human bone, and a chewed boot. I'm not sure what happened in this horrible place, but I've got a suspicion that old beggar may have lost more than just his memories here. I better go see him. He'll be missing his boot, at the very least. Oh, okay. Questionable bone. We know what happened. I mean, we know what happened. If you want to get rid of a person, you feed them to the pigs. Ah, you've returned. Did you have any luck finding my, what was it I lost again? He placed the collective remains in front of the man. Do any of these look familiar to you? Oh, that's my favorite boot! I was wondering where that got off to, but What are these? The man runs his fingers over the bone and silver tooth with creeping realization crossing his face. His skin begins to take on an ephemeral pallor. Yeah. Am I dead? It would certainly appear that way. Don't feel too bad. These sorts of things have a way of sneaking up on us. But I remember now. I was up at the hog farm, but I was too old, too weak to work. Sisters, they said I was useless. They threw me in the feed trough. And then, all those hungry pigs. Oh, no, no. How could they do this to me? All my life I was starving. I had to beg for table scraps, and then they fed me to the pigs. I'm very sorry things ended this way. We ought to hold a feast to honor your life properly. A feast? I've never had a feast. Where would we get the food? And who would come? Everyone I know is slaving away for those horrible sows. You cast a glance at the nearby communal cooking pit. I think I have a solution to both these problems. Don't you worry, I'll make sure you have a meal to remember. Communal cooking pit. Oh! This thing. This pit has seen its fair share of community cookouts. Though it isn't in the best shape, it will be enough for what you have in mind. Now then, what should be on the menu? You clap your hands together hungrily. I think pork would be most appropriate. First, I'll have to fashion the proper container. A feast need not be flesh and blood if the spirit is hungry. A swine-shaped vessel will do in a pinch, a porcine effigy. And how do I make that? Okay, so I need one of these. Means I need one of these. And then some ectoplasm. Means I will need bait sticks. But I have everything else for that, so that's good. Alright, I will be back as soon as I have all of my materials.
Eventually.
Alright, so back with all the materials that we need. I'll go ahead and craft this porcine effigy. I'll have to fashion the proper container. Porcine effigy. You set the tiny false creature amongst the ashes of the cooking pit. It wiggles and squeals with impotent hunger. Now, to fatten up this little piggy, I'll start with the smallest pig sister. I need to collect something special to bind her spirit. Only an item with a deep personal connection will do. The small pig's switch. Stop slacking! You can hear the runty swine squealing even before you see her, holding her crop high as she busies herself admonishing a cluster of poor workers. I ought to feed your useless rumps to the meat grinder, you filthy mongrels! Did we pay you to work or to sleep? They recoil from their taskmaster's lashes. You don't pay us at all! Say there, you seem to have gotten an awful lot of use from that grotty old switch. What would you say to a trade? What? A trade? I've had this whipper ever since I was a wee suckling! No way, no how am I giving up my precious little flog! Every pig has her price. The Lashmaster 2000. Ooh, what do I need for that? Rat tails, skeeter snoots, and jackbones, which I have. So I'm going to need a smoke pellet, again, which means I need frog slime, and clay. I might as well get the clay while I'm here. I can catch frogs in the swamp. Ooh, and actually I'm gonna need to pay a visit to the forest. Okay, I want to get all three of you. This should be enough, though. Yeah, 2 is plenty. are. Okay. That we have the Lash Master 2000. Alright, here you go. What? Lash Master 2000. Is that a Lash Master 2000? With extra stinging barbs and a rawhide non-slip grip? The one and only. I thought you were doing such an excellent job keeping these poor exploited souls under your hoof that you deserved a reward. She snatches the whip out of your hands with glee, tossing her old straw lash in the mud without a second glance. Not even saying thank you, she scampers off to test out her newly acquired motivational tool on unsuspecting farm workers. With any luck, she won't have much time to put it to use. Alright, to the pit! Then we'll have to figure out the older sisters. The small pigs switch. You feed the ratty straw whip into the mouth of the porcine effigy. Despite the thing not having any teeth, you distinctly hear the sounds of crunching as it chews up its first meal. The effigy shudders and swells in size, becoming a healthy-sized piglet made of straw. One down, two to go. For this feast to go off without a hitch, I'll need to gather something important from that swinish middle sister. All Pigs Club. Hey you're the one who gave my little sister that souped up whipper, ain't ya? Well, I do twice as much work as that stinking twerp. And this old beaten stick has served me well these long years, but if she gets an upgrade, then why shouldn't I? Magnum Browbeater. Sibling rivalry will be the death of them. Aww. I almost had enough. Alright, what do I need for necromantic charm? Just some dog hair. Guess I have one of those, so I just need to visit the graveyard. Alright, where's the pooch? I'll get that in a second. Thanks, puppy dog. Now that I've got the rat soul cleared, rats can spawn from the graves. But I've got what I need. I have got what I need. Oh, right. I forgot. Now I can do this. Right, Magnum Browbeater. The sow takes a few test swings with her new cudgel, making you duck for safety. Aha! Now that's more like it. Solid build, perfect balance. You won't be needing that cracked old stick anymore. I'll just take it off your hands. Sure, whatever, it's good as firewood now. She ignores you and goes looking for pine cones or small animals to take a swing at. Luckily, she's slow and her eyes are bad. One down, two to go. For this feast to go off without a hitch, I'll need to gather something important from that swinish middle sister. You chop up the well-weathered cudgel into bite-sized pieces and offer them to the small effigy. It wastes no time gobbling up the bits of wood and crunching them to splinters. Satisfied with its second meal of sticks, the simulated pig rumbles and once again grows in size. This ham is almost ready for dinner. It just needs one more helping of soul food. Something special from that brutish butcher will be the last ingredient I need. The big pig's whetstone, a symbol of sympathetic magic. Well, let's go see what we can do to get it. You see the enormous swine hacking apart a haunch of meat with her cleaver. Dull and chipped blade has clearly seen better days. She sneezes heavily before wiping a glob of snot with the back of her hand. Here again. What do you want now? As your dutiful employee, I've been taking it upon myself to improve your meat business. That whetstone of yours looks like it's not doing a great job of keeping your tools sharp. She raises an eyebrow at the worn slab of a grindstone sitting on the countertop. I suppose it might be time to replace the old girl. Just think of how much more brutal you could be with a brand new sharpener. She doesn't know the half of it. The Magic Sharp XL. And the Lucky Strop. Alright, goblin snot. Oh, turkey gizzard stone. I still have 2 of those. Cobblestones. I can dig those up. It's easy. But rabbit foot. I have to go to the mountain. And I need a puzzle box. Cool, cool, cool. I need to go to the field and... Again! Again with the skeeter snoots. Alright, there's that. Now I just need skeeter snoots. Right, that's all the snot I'm gonna be able to get. So now I just need to find the portal up here on the mountain. A Snapchat is exactly what I thought it would need. An ice berry and a snow snare for a frostling. That will also need a snow snare. Chilled shroom. There's sticks aplenty up the mountain. Well, this looks like a portal. no less crudely constructed than the other snowmen around it, something is nevertheless off about this one in particular. Whether it's the too many limbs, the stitched mouth, or the trio of antlers, it irresistibly beckons your touch. And as soon as your fingertips touch its cold surface, it falls completely to pieces. Alright, so I have what I need. Create the lucky strop. And with that, I can create the Magisharp XL. The sow slowly grinds the blade of her cleaver across the new whetstone, sending flecks of rust flying. She plucks a hair from her own chin and tests the keenness of the edge by splitting it in half. Oh, not bad at all. Go on, take this old stone and throw it in the trash bin. Is this just an old brick? No wonder it didn't sharpen anything. Let's go. Sam is almost ready for dinner. It just needs one more helping of soul food. The big pig's whetstone. You toss the old brick into the effigy's ravenous maw and it cracks to dust within moments. With its final meal of bricks, the porcine simulacrum smells to monstrous proportions. A rattling laugh chills your blood as the old man's spirit looks upon your work. Ha! What a proper beggar's feast this is! Thank you for the kind gesture, but I still don't see how this will bring justice to those wretched swine. Just you wait, I have to fire up the barbecue first. A cinder box. And luckily I have enough to make one. Striking a spark into the pit, you set the tinder alight. Take a step back, watching the orange flames leap high into the air. Porcine effigy blackens as you tend the fire and fuss over the coals. A succulent aroma begins to waft on the wind. The old man licks his translucent lips hungrily. I swear I can almost smell a delicious roast. Oh, if only it were real. Over the sound of crackling logs, you hear a crowd of footsteps come padding down the road towards the cooking pit. Over here! I knew I smelled something good! It's the others! My friends, you've come back! Yeah! Gosh! Wait, is that old man McGraw? Say it ain't so, old-timer. When you never showed up for the morning head count, we all feared the worst. It's true, I ended up as pig food. Can you believe that? I worried you all would face the same fate as me. However, did you escape the hog farm? It was the strangest thing. The swine sister started complaining about the weather being too hot, even though it's pretty chilly if you ask me. All of a sudden they bolted out into the woods, squealing all the way, left the gate wide open and everything. And then we smelled something delightful in the breeze and couldn't resist. It's been so long since we've had anything other than pig slop. Gosh, that smells so good. Is it barbecue? Where did you get all that food? There you go. In place of the brick, sticks, and straw, the porcine effigy has split into a mountain of delectable sizzling meats. Ham, sausage, bacon, it all looks so delicious. What a wonder. It truly is a feast. Thank you. What did I tell you? Enjoy yourself for a little while longer and be at peace. The starving crowd happily helps themselves to the feast, cheering, laughing, praising to the old ghost's name. You see something twinkle amongst the cooling coals of the cooking pit. And what might this be? Warm to the touch, you pick out a piece of greasy gristle from the soot. On closer inspection, it appears to be 3 separate chunks. 1 fat piece, 1 long piece, and 1 small piece. The souls of the pigs. Alright! With that, I'm going to leave this episode here. We do have the stag on the mountain, the hawk in the fields, and the wolf in the village to do next. I believe that these last couple are going to be 1 apiece. I will see you all for the next video. Bye!